Students, let's look at some other topic also. The topic is changing the rows and columns from a data frame. That means modifying or adding new rows and columns. So in order to modify a column or add a column, we have got various ways. Like if we want df square bracket, now this is my data frame having target and sales as we have done previously. If I write df square bracket density is equal to, and if I write 1219, I want to add this new column into my data frame, and if I print df, so I am getting a new column into my data frame density. This is the best way to add a new column into it. If you do not want, one thing that you people must be seeing, I have given only one value 1219 which is filling the entire column. If I want to have different values in that column, we can keep a list. Like if I keep 1219, then 5 6 7 4, then 3 4 5 6, then 2000. So automatically the values will be changed for that entire column. Okay, then this was a way to add a new column. We can also do with the help of at or LOC. If I do not want to use this method, I can use here df dot LOC. And in order to add or access a new column or any existing column, we have already seen that we have to use a colon and a comma, and then we give the column name. So if I write here density as a new column, and then is equal to, I write 1219, automatically this is going to give you again a new column. So either you can use your df square bracket and the column name, or df dot LOC. This is going to add a new column. And again, if you do not want 1219, you can give a list as we have done previously with a comma, and then you can separate. Or you can also write assign. Now to use assign, what we have to do? Assign requires a new data frame to be made. If I write here df2 is equal to df dot assign, and in the bracket I write here density is equal to, and then in the list I can give whatever values I want. $1400. And if I print this new data frame df2, instead of printing df, we'll put here a hash. So this is also creating a new column, but at the risk of creating a new data frame. The new data frame created over here was df2. That means assign creates a temporary change in the existing data frame, so you need a new data frame. Now let's look at adding or modifying a new row. If you want to add a new row, again you can use LOC or at. So if in this I want to add a new row as zone E also, we'll remove this from here. So we can write df dot at, and in order to add a new row, first of all we'll write the new row. Like if I write here zone E, and then a comma, and then a colon, and in this if I write a value like 1000, automatically this will be filled for all the three columns: target, sales, and density. But presently, since I am running it, so let's see how it runs. We are getting here, sorry, let me first print it also. We'll print df. Still we have to look at renaming rows and columns in data frames. For this, data frames provide us a function, rename function, in which you have the facility to rename the indexes or the columns also. So the index argument will require the index names which have to be changed if you want to rename the rows only. And if you want to change the columns, then you will have to use columns is equal to. How do we do it? Let's see an example. The example given in the book is of students having roll number, name and marks. So let's create the data frame first of all. df is equal to pd dot data frame, and here in the curly brace we are going to create our dictionary name, having some names like Pavni. Name is the key, and the names will be a list of the students. So Pavni is there as a first name. Then after that the second name in it is with a comma, Rishi. Then the third name is Preet, and the fourth name is Paula. Now after this key value, another key value that is there is roll number, and in the list we are going to give the roll numbers as 115, 236, 307, 422. Then the next key value that is there is marks. In the list we are going to fill up the marks of the students. 97.5 is there, for the other 98.6, then 98.0, and the other also is 98.0. This was a dictionary which was being created inside the data frame. And so if we print our data frame, so we'll be getting the data frame here. Suppose we want that the data frame should have index names as section A, section B and so on. So we can write here, after the dictionary gets over, the index is equal to, in list we can create section A, then section B, then we have got section C, and then section D. This will be the index which will be created. So this is our data frame in which we can, suppose we want to rename our indexes given over here as section A, section B, section C, section D with A, B, C, D only. So data frame, or you can say Python pandas, they give us a facility to rename. We will be writing df.rename. In the brackets we are going to specify that we have to change the index. So in index we will be writing in section A, we will be writing in curly braces, section A we have to change with A. Then comes section B, we will be changing with B. Then section C, we will be changing with C. And section D, we want to change with D. And if we print our data frame, you are not getting any changes. Why? The reason is there is one more keyword that has to be used in rename, and that is in place. If you do not use in place, naturally your data frame, the original data frame, will not show you the changes. Instead of this, you will be writing like on the left hand side you can write df2 is equal to. And if we print df2, because the function of rename is to create a new data frame with the new changes. But if you want to make the changes in the original data frame, you will have to use in place also. First, let's see how df2 has been created. df2 on the left hand side has created a new data frame with the changed section names or the indexes. If suppose you want to make the changes in the original df data frame only, then you will be using in place. For this, what you are going to do? Let's see here. At the end of this curly brace of index, we'll be writing here with a comma, in place is equal to true. And if we avoid this df2 also, and we print only df, now you can see the original data frame has got the new changes. So this means the main function of rename is to create a new data frame with the new changes made in the original data frame. But if you are wanting that, no, I do not want to create a new data frame, I want that the changes should be accepted in the original data frame, then the keyword that I have used in rename is in place is equal to true. Right? So there is a question in example 36. Acha, one thing more I must specify. If you want to change the columns also, like in the columns we have got roll number as a big one, we can say df dot rename, and in the brackets in curly braces I can specify roll number colon RNO. I want to keep a short name for roll number. And if I want to print my data frame with print df, again I will not get the changes until I write here in place, because I am not getting the changes. As you people can see, roll number is still roll number, not RNO. So here I will write again in place is equal to true. So now if I print it, here it should be like column is equal to so now you can see the changes have been made here. Okay, this was rename. Rename can use indexes to change the row names and columns to change the column names. It's up to you whether you want to change all the row names or you want to change particular row names. Similarly, in columns also I have changed only the roll number name, so only that name has changed. If you want that the changes should not be reflected in another data frame, you can use in place is equal to true. Now question number example 36 has been given, that consider the sale DF shown below with target and sales and zone A, zone B. Write a program to rename indexes of zone C and zone D as central and Dakshin respectively, and the column names target and sales as targeted and achieved. So I have this file with me and it is P1. This was having target and sales with me, and previously a few hours before I have told you that DF orders can be a new column added, but this time I don't want the new thing over here. So I have got this data frame as per the question, which is saying that target and sales should be the two columns and the indexes are zone A, zone B, zone C, zone D. So if I print my data frame, according to the question, I have got the same data with me, the same data frame. The question says that we have to change the name of zone C and zone D as central and Dakshin. So here we can use here df dot rename bracket में in the curly brace, sorry, first of all I'll write index is equal to then curly brace zone C colon central comma zone D colon Dakshin. And if I want to make these changes in my data frame, so as I told you, in place is equal to true. Here they have also asked that the column name should also be changed. Let's try here. Columns is equal to, in the curly brace I can write target colon targeted comma sales colon achieved according to the question. So I have given in the same rename function both the indexes to be changed and the columns to be changed. And let's print our data frame. So we have changed Central and Dakshin for zone C, zone D, and the column names have been changed from target and sales to targeted and achieved using rename function. Example 37 is saying, will the previous program reflect the renamed indexes and columns? As per, if we do not write in place, naturally it will not change. So make changes, that means by using in place. I have already done in my program. Now comes more on data frame indexing using Boolean indexing. If you want that the indexing that we are giving over here should be changed to 0, 1, 0, 1 or true, false and so on, then we have the facility that in our indexes also we can give Boolean values or the bit values like 1, 1, 0. So they have given us here one data frame. We can also change in our this data frame itself. If suppose I want that the indexes should not change to zone A, zone B and so on, I want that they should be like true, false, so we can do, but not in inverted commas because these are the keywords. So true, false, true, false. True, false in the sense that if suppose I write here the sales less than the targeted value. In the previous data frame, the sales was 58,000, which was more than the targeted value of 56,000. If suppose it is 50,000, let's make it 58,000. This was having false, so we'll write 6,000. And the last one was also having false. False means we did not achieve the targeted amount. So instead of 61,000, I'll write here 59,000. Now if I print my data frame, so it's going to give you true, false. Why? Because the sales were less than the targeted amount. So it's up to you whether to change the indexes to Boolean indexing also. Instead of Boolean values, you can also give 1, 0, 1, 0. So 1 for true and 0 for false. So here I can write 1, this thing as 0, then this is 1 and this is 0. So if I print, the indexing will be like this. If we want to display the records which belong to 1 row or 0 row, so we can write print df.loc and in the square bracket we can write 1. Well, naturally it will print the rows which belong to 1 only. Similarly, if we write df.loc 0, so as we give the index numbers we used to give previously, so it will print only the rows which belong to those